And down they go. Another loss on that particular play.
That was a big hit by Dalton Thrower. He has been a big asset in the middle this year, Steve.
No doubt about it, and it brings up a third down and very long. We'll call it right around third down and let's say 14 to go. And the Wildcats come to the line of scrimmage with twin receivers to the near side, twin receivers to the left. And Chandler Champion in the shotgun formation. The quarterback signals a man in motion. He'll fake the give. He'll look, fire across. Got a man wide open, and he makes the reception and will pick up the first down deep in Chambers territory all the way down to the 17-yard line. That time, number 7 was able to get behind the defense, Davis, and a big throw and catch.
We cannot let them get behind us tonight, Steve. That was just a standard post route. The safety didn't pick him up in time.
Well, deep in Chambers territory, eye set behind the quarterback in the shotgun formation. Twins left, single receiver to the right. On a first down and 10 play, he'll give it off to number 8 running to his left, and down he will go. Number 8 on the carry that time. Skylar Hill was brought down across the far sideline and a loss of yardage.
That was a big hit by Trent Potts out there on the wing. He did not let him get outside into space. That he did what he was supposed to do. You got to turn that guy in and wait for help, and he did right then, Steve.
All right, so here come the Wildcats with a second down and long, deep in Chambers territory. Man in motion, and Champion calls his own number, and he'll pick up a couple of 3 yards, and that's about all.
That was Mateo Valdez on the big hit right there. He's going to be a big presence in the middle. If we intend to win the game, he's got to have a big game.
We'll catch you up with advertisers and sponsors for tonight's game coming up. Twin receivers either side. Champion in the shotgun on a third down play. He'll look to his left, fake a throw, and down he will go. A sack all the way back to the 30-yard line.
Trent Dodgen looked really good off the edge right there. He had explosiveness off the edge, and Champion just kind of fell right there into his lap. Great pressure by the Rebels.
Flag on the play, so we'll check the penalty in terms of what that might be. Live from Torbert Field, Chambers Academy and Springwood. A face mask, a 5-yard penalty will be assessed against the Rebels on this occasion.
I didn't see it, Steve. He must have got him when he was balled up on the edge. It looked like he kind of cradled him. I guess he just grabbed it when he was pulling him down.
So again, third down.
Looks like a 16, third and 16.
Yep, from along the 25-yard line of the Rebels. Springwood with the ball moving from our left to right. Champion looks, wants to throw a pass, got a man, and it's interception.
C.J. Lyons with the big interception.
C.J. Lyons slipped underneath that time and comes up with an early interception. Tonight's broadcast presented to you by the main event, Novelli Ennis Company, Chambers Academy, Mitchum's Auto Parts, Newman Farm Supply, Harmon Engineering, Dodgen Logging, Jeff Dodgen, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Lafette True Value, and, of course, Potts Logging, along with Alabama Georgia Wood Preserving, and Allen Scrap. I'm Steve Smoot, along with Chris Strength, here tonight live from Torbert Field, and the Rebels will touch the ball offensively for the first time tonight. Malik Lyons under center. He'll give it off to Flournoy, and Flournoy is stopped at along the line of scrimmage. No gain that time.
Yeah, that's Coach Allen's red 2 play right there. He's going A-gap. The lineman did not crack down his gap, and so it was voided.
So the tackle that time by Moore of Springwood, and here come the Rebels with a second down play. Malik Lyons, he'll turn, he'll fake the give, he'll call his own number, turn inside, and a minimal gain, 3-4 yards before he's brought down. Looked like number 74 is that guy, Chris, got him.
Yeah, he's a big old guy, anchor in the middle for him. That's going to be a big challenge for our linemen. I just feel like that as big as they are, we're going to have to just keep hitting them and pounding them and getting them tired, and then I think that we'll be okay.
Kane Thomas is wide to the near side of the field. Malik Lyons under center. He'll roll this way, looking to throw, fires a pass.
Open.
Thomas.
Good catch.
Yep, completion at along the 26-yard line. Going to pick up a first down. That will move the chain, and the Rebels register their first down of the night.
Kane Thomas has been their leading receiver this year. He has looked really good. He's got over 300 yards receiving this year with 6 touchdowns. Lyons
this time is stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and it appears that Skylar Hill drags him down for a loss of yardage on the play.
Yeah, the number 30, he's got to do a better job on the edge. He's got to come down and crack block him and seal that edge to be able to get that blue 8 play rolling.
7:33 and the clock on the move in the first quarter. No score from Torbert Field. The Rebels with the ball. Malik Lyons will roll this way, call his own number, turn up field, 35-yard line, and down he goes after a big pickup that time.
That was Darryl Moore on the hit right there from the safety position. He was the last man standing. If Malik ever got by him, it was off to the races.
Moore has made most of the tackles, and I've been calling it 8, but it's actually a 6.
He looks really good. He has some speed.
Zach Guy stuffed the middle that time on the inside give. No gain. Flournoy on the carry. And going to bring up a fourth down.
6:47 on the clock. It's going to be a decision time for Coach. We're going to see what they're going to do. Looks like they're going for it, Steve.
4th and a yard from their own 35. No indication of a punt at all. Lions under center with a hard count.
Oh,
got him.
Got him. Lions look good with the hard count right there. He's been really good at that this year, Steve. He's really done his job. The line has been really disciplined, and we get 5 yards right there in the first down.
Yep. Well, Chambers Academy was matter of fact. Coach Allen with his guys up to the line of scrimmage, the hard count, 5-yard penalty, the step off, and a first down. So Chambers with a new set of downs at along their own 40-yard line.
Brock Ennis checks into the game with Dalton Thrower.
Double wing set. Malik Lyons turns. He'll roll this way to the 45, 50. Look
there
out.
There
40, 35.
There he goes. He's got one man to beat.
30. He is knocked out of bounds at along the 16-yard line.
If we're going to have success tonight, that play right there has got to work. He has shown over and over and over again this year, if you give him the edge, he is gone. He has really good elite speed, and he has definitely showed it right there.
Big pickup that time by Malik Lyons, the senior who has gathered a chunk of yardage throughout the 2016 campaign and leading the Rebels to a, thus far, 9-0 record. They give to Flournoy off that left side. Nothing doing that time. Minimal gain of maybe 1 or 2.
Steve, I really think that right there they're just setting up for the next play. They're going to eat them to death right there with 1 or 2 yards, and then out of nowhere they're going to go to blue 8 and they're going to pull those guards, and it's going to be on to the house.
Here come the Rebels up to the line of scrimmage. They will give it to number 24, C.J. Lyons. Yep, off that left side. Huge hole that time.
That's right there. That red 2 always sets up at blue 8. They start looking down there in the middle, and then next thing you know, the coach pulls the guards out there to the outside, and Mateo Valdez just does a great job sealing that corner, and a great run by C.J. Lyons.
Levi Arrington on the sideline for us. Levi, that time, huge hole off that left side, and, it was off to the races.
Yeah, that was a great play right there by a great call by the coach right there. As you can see, there's not been a lot of going through the middle right there, and the last few plays, he's just been going out to the outside, and everything's been to the races since then.
Flag on the play against the Rebels. They'll step it off.
The 8th grader, Peyton Allen, is actually kicking the extra point. That's in a rival game. That's you got to have a lot of confidence in your kicker to put him out there in 8th grade.
He made all of them last week.
He
and
sure
he had
did.
Quite a number of them to kick. And
he's up. It is good.
Center cut. Peyton Manning. The sheriff is what I call him.
He's named after Peyton.
I call him the sheriff. And, of course, Peyton Allen, I should say, with a point after. So with 5:41 remaining here in the first quarter of play, the Rebels have the 7-0 lead over their rival, the Springwood Wildcats. Bodine Dodgen, my good friend and advertiser here on tonight's broadcast. Of course, he has a son who graduated back in 2014, Cord. He also has a senior here tonight in Trent Dodgen. And, of course, he's been attending Chambers Academy beginning back in K4. He plays on the football and basketball team. And, of course, Dodgen Logging, a proud supporter of Chambers Academy football. Also, the main event and Aveda Concept Salon Spa, located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, Lafayette, open since 1987, 30 years of service for you. Trained professionals that get continuing education in the latest styles and techniques in terms of your hair, a relaxing and friendly environment, haircuts, colors, waxings, manicures, pedicures, facials, and body treatments. The main event. Call for an appointment, 334-864-9989. Peyton Allen kicks off to the Springwood Wildcats, fielded at along the 25-yard line by a Wildcat return man. And down he will go back at along the 18-yard line. Good coverage that time by Chambers Academy, Chris.
Hunter Davis looked really good sprinting down the middle right there. He did not let his blocker get him. He shedded him, and he met him right there in the hole.
Are you surprised that so far, to my recollection, we've not seen Shaiki Thomas touch the ball for the Springwood Wildcats, the premier running back for Springwood?
That really surprises me because it being his last game, him going out as a senior, them not making the playoffs, I would probably put it in his hand 50 times if I had to.
Be interesting to see what they do on the series. Springwood trailing 7-0. Chambers Academy shows
Coming
blitz.
With the blitz. He gets to the...
Yep, off that left side to along the 23-yard line. Chambers, good defense that time. Looked like, again, Mateo Valdez. You'll hear his name all night long, number 56, the senior, who has made a plethora of tackles.
Braxton Allen slowed him down, and Mateo cleaned him up.
Here come the Cats up to the line of scrimmage, facing a second down. We'll call it right around 6 to go. Twin receivers to the near side, one receiver to the far. And in the shotgun formation is Champion. He'll look.
They're going deep.
Yep, fires a pass down that sideline. A little push off, and there's a penalty on the play.
That was both players right there, Steve.
Reception made at along the 48-yard line of Chambers Academy. The marker came late, so my thought is that perhaps it will go against the Rebels, but there was a push-off early that time by the receiver along that far sideline, it appeared. We'll see what the indication will be.
Definitely Lancaster pushed off, and what happened, when he pushed off, the Kane Allen just locked down onto him because he was being pushed off.
Well, the penalty will go against Chambers Academy. Early in that particular pass play, there was a push by the receiver for the Wildcats, but late in the play, the penalty marker and the penalty called against Chambers, but the reception was made, so it was declined. Toss sweep near side. Number 5 for Chambers comes up and makes the tackle. That time, it was number 2, Shaiki Thomas, on the toss sweep to the near side. Nothing doing. Loses yardage.
Yeah, Trent Pott looks good really on the edge right there. He was not going to let him get to the edge. He done a really good job right there.
Let's call it a loss of about 5 yards. Going to bring up second down. We'll call it 15 yards to go. And the Wildcats, trailing Chambers Academy 7-0, come to the line of scrimmage. Ball at along their own 47-yard line. Twin receivers to the near and to the far. And Champion, the quarterback, the senior signal caller in the shotgun formation. He will drop straight back. Now roll a little to his left. Fires a pass over the middle. Good coverage and incomplete. Knocked away that time. Great coverage by Chambers Academy.
Yeah, right there, it looked like we went cover 3. They were wanting the wheel route. They were wanting Shaki on the wheel route, and Kane Thomas actually took that away from him. He was in great coverage right there on the edge.
Lancaster, the intended receiver, ball batted away, brings up a 3rd down and 15 to go from along the 47-yard line. The Wildcats on their side of the field. Twin receivers to the near, to the far, and a shotgun formation. Champion looks. Got time. Now
First
rolls
off
to
the
his
edge.
right. Turns it upfield, and he
Ball!
And I think he may have gotten it back.
Oh, man.
No,
he did not. Chambers Rebels ball right there, Steve. What a play.
Yeah, that time, Champion rolled to the near side, wanted to turn it upfield, lost the ball, and Chambers recovers.
Right there, it looked like he wanted to make a juke move, and he did not secure the football close to him. He was holding out. You know, we preach to our kids all the time to hold the football close, because that right there happens every time when you do not secure the football.
Chambers Academy with the ball at along their own 45-yard line. Already a 7-0 lead. The Rebels up to the line of scrimmage. Kane Thomas is the receiver to the near side. Wing right, he comes in motion. They'll turn and give it on the misdirection. That's Lyons, who will make his way to along the 49-yard line before he's brought down, but a gain of about 4.
Yeah, that's Coach's Blue 8 right there. He looks really good. Coach really loves that play. He gets the guards out there, and his running back is patient.
Wide receiver to the near side, wing left, and Malik Lyons turns it inside. That time, the quarterback keeper going to pick up 3.5 yards before he's brought down by a host of Springwood Wildcats. Going to bring up 3rd down and short.
It looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 2 right there. We're going to see what Coach calls right here. He hasn't had a lot of success in the middle, so I'm just curious what Coach Allen's going to pull out the old playbook right here.
Lyons under center on a 3rd and 2. He will give to C.J. Lyons, and he'll pick up the first down.
Looks like Mateo lost his helmet on that play. He's going to have to come off the football field. You know, they've had a lot of success tonight with that.
Ball down at along the 36. A big pickup that time by C.J. Lyons to our near side, and going to bring up a new set of downs for the Rebels. And in a hurry, they go to Lyons again off that left side. Spin move, look out. Lyons down to the 18-yard line.
What a play right there by the sophomore running back, Steve. They ran the same identical play. Coach must see something that he really likes on that edge right there. He was talking about it in film work this week, that he thought that he could get to that left edge.
Little pirouette, if you will, by number 24, C.J. Lyons. That time they give it to Lyons again off this left side. He'll try to turn it up. This time, nothing doing, as he'll finally be brought down at along the 20-yard line. They that time defended it well and were able to come up with a stop.
Harrison Spivey on the stop right there. He got out as the end. He got in containment. He finally did not let him get to the edge that time. That's what Springwood's going to have to do to stop that play.
Well, here come the Rebels up to the line of scrimmage at along the 19-yard line of Springwood. They'll turn it, give it inside to Flournoy, and Flournoy will battle his way down that time to along the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Zach Guy on the stop right there. He looks like the biggest man on the field. He's 6'2", 300 pounds, anchor in the middle.
Lyons under center. Wing back in motion from the right to the left. Lyons calls his own number. He'll be hit behind the line of scrimmage, and down he'll go for a loss at along the 22-yard line. That time, they had good contain on the near side, and we have on the sideline standing by Levi Arrington. Levi, they defensed it well that time.
Yeah, it just looked like there's a little bit of missing blocking right there. It's the middle linebacker, number 18, who is also playing quarterback. He was able to get through the line on a missed block, and he was able to pull down Lyons for a loss.
All right, here we go. 4th down for the Rebels at along the Wildcat 20-yard line. They'll have to get to along the 8, so we'll call it 12 yards to go. Lyons in the shotgun formation on a 4th down and 12 play. He fakes the toss. Got a screen.
Got the
set
edge.
Up.
He's got it. Oh, and the flag is on the field.
I don't think it's against the Rebels. The ball is loose down inside the 10-yard line, and let's see who got on it. Springwood says they got it. Levi, what's it look like?
Springwood ball is what I'm seeing right now.
There's a marker on the play back where Malik Lyons had released on the screen the pass to his intended receiver, but let's wait and see what the marker is, because there were no Rebels other than Malik Lyons back at that point.
Yeah, I'm curious of what that call is going to be right there. CJ, you know, sometimes you preach to kids to get the extra yards, but right there he was pretty much down, and he let them strip.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Chris, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. I was definitely looking at C.J. Lyons on the edge because he had a lot of football field right in front of him, and I definitely did not see it.
Little swing pass that picked up big yardage, picked up the first down, but fumbled inside the 10. Springwood recovered, but quite honestly, I must admit I didn't see the late hit.
I did not either. But I'm definitely not going to complain because that is a 15-yard penalty, and that we retained the ball right there, Steve. It was that's a big mistake by Springwood.
Yeah, first down for Chambers Academy, just outside the Springwood 10. It appears from our vantage point that they could possibly pick up a first down, but it's right around the 10-yard line. And leading 7-0 with 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here come the Rebels up to the line of scrimmage. Lyons will turn. He will deal it off to Lyons. Lyons cuts upfield. Touchdown. Yeah.
C.J. Lyons. That play right there has been working all night. That is definitely Coach's bread and butter. When he pulls those guards out there on that edge and you don't have enough men out there to contain it, the running back goes right through the middle, and it is hard for a safety to come over and get him.
Point after coming. Tonight's coverage presented to you by Allen Scrap, Alabama, Georgia Wood Preserving, Potts Logging, Lafette True Value Hardware, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Dodge and Logging, Harmon Engineering, Newman's Farm Supply, Mitchum Auto Parts, Chambers Academy, Novelli Ennis Company, and the main event. Point after try is up, and it is good. So, timeout on the field, 31 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play, and Chambers Academy leads 14-0. Well, if you're looking for a home, I know a good one. Chris, you're very familiar with Chambers Academy. You are a student here. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. And, of course, just quite a choice for my boys. I must admit, one of the more sound choices we've been able to make in terms of selecting a school choice for our boys. So if you're looking for a new school home, you might consider Chambers Academy.
That's right. Definitely one thing that I learned when I come here, Steve, was that you become a family at Chambers. It's not just a school environment. You're not just a number here. You are definitely family. And to this day, I'm still in contact with all my classmates, and we're still brothers.
I'll tell you what, I had a chance to talk with David Ennis of Novelli Ennis Company. And, of course, he is a proud grandfather of Brock Ennis, who made that good choice.
That's right.
Who came over to be a part of the CA family. And I'm going to be telling you about Novelli Ennis a little later on in the broadcast and everything that they do. But Novelli Ennis Company, a proud sponsor of tonight's broadcast.
Ball!
On the kickoff that time by Peyton Allen, it was fumbled. And it appears that Chambers Academy has recovered.
I can't tell who got it. I think Trent Potts got it. I just thought that Cole, number 34, Holson for Springwood got on it. I think that what happened, Trent come down and hit him hard while he was on the ground, and it popped right back out.
Well, the Rebels recover the fumble on the kickoff, and they have 1st and 10 at along the 37. There is a Springwood player injured on the field at this time. Of course, tonight's broadcast, we mentioned Novelli Ennis Company, providing accounting, tax, payroll, and audit services since 1950. Novelli Ennis and Company, CPAs, one of the proud supporters of CA football and a sponsor here on the broadcast tonight. I'm Steve Smoot, along with Chris Strength. And, of course, we have our chief engineer, Thomas Martino, here tonight. And, of course, along the sideline, Levi Arrington helping us out along the way. And, Chris, the Rebels off to a nice start.
Yes, sir. The line on offense and defense is really doing their job so far, and it's definitely been the telltale of the game. Looks like number 40.
Hunter Ware. Yep, he leaves the field under his own power, fortunately, and hope he's okay. Springwood got to find a way to slow down Chambers Academy. Not a lot of teams so far this season have had the ability to stop this very potent Chambers Academy offense.
Yeah, when you're averaging almost 50 yards a game and you're number 4 in the state, those points ain't given to you. You earn those points, and they definitely have earned the points this year.
Here come the Rebels up to the line of scrimmage after the fumble recovery on the kickoff. At the 37 of Springwood, Malik Lyons calls his own number, fake give, turns up the middle, and he will be brought down out along the 30-yard line.
Oh, the flag comes out. Definitely a personal foul right there, Steve. Trent Dodgen got destroyed about 5 seconds after the play. Very, very uncalled for right there.
Springwood will be hit with a 15-yard penalty and a minimal gain, and then the big 15-yard step-off forthcoming against Springwood on that particular play. The Rebels want to go fast. So they'll come to the line of scrimmage, and they'll send twin receivers to the far side with a wing right, and Lions will come in the shotgun formation. Ball down at along the 15-yard line of Springwood. Rebels up 14-0. Lions calls his own number, goes to his right, and is brought down. Zach Guy, and I believe number 23 that time, Talbert on the tackle.
Yeah, right there for that power read to work. He's sitting there reading that in right there, and he's got to make a decision either to give it to him or hold it right there, and he did not make the right decision. The end cracked on him and took him down right there. Didn't have a chance to get away.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter of play here at Talbert Field for Chambers Academy. They have a 14-0 advantage and deep in Springwood territory when we come back for the second quarter. Want to tell you about some of the fine sponsors. Mitchum Auto Parts, been knowing Mark Mitchum for a mighty long time, located right there just off the square in Lafayette, Alabama. A Napa headquarters, and Mark offers that Napa know-how, a huge selection of tires, and, of course, they will take care of you. My good friend Mark Mitchum, Emily, and the entire staff at Mitchum Auto Parts in Lafayette. Newman's Farm Supply, John Newman and the folks right there on the square in Lafayette. They buy, sell, and trade guns every day. And John shared with me today the huge amount of success they have had in terms of the sale of guns. And, of course, they've got all the feed for all your animals. Just a great place to shop. Family-owned, family-operated. Newman's Farm Supply in Lafayette. Woody Harmon. You've been knowing Woody for a long time like I have. A huge supporter of Chambers Academy and Harmon Engineering.
He is a great man. He really has done a lot for this school, a lot for this community. Real Christian man, a man of God, and that's what I like the most about him. He's a man of God.
Also presented to you by my good friends at Farmers and Merchants Bank. And, of course, Stanley Tucker and Kim Brooks, and I could go on and on about the entire staff, all just big supporters of Chambers Academy and Chambers Academy Athletics, that they would like to express the best of success and luck as the CA Rebels will try tonight to finish things off with a 14-0 lead in what would be, Chris, their first ever unbeaten season.
Yeah, I'm really excited for these kids. I've watched these kids grow up over the years, and It's a lot to me.
Malik Lyons calls his own number, and Zach Guy is just having his way along the line of scrimmage right there. Makes the solo grab. You don't see that a lot on Malik Lyons, but he was able to come up with a big tackle for a loss that time for Springwood.
You definitely don't. Brinson Sheffield right there, when he's pulling, he's definitely got to make sure that he gets his hands on that guy first before he leaves. And right there, he just could not make it.
Here come the Rebels up to the line of scrimmage with twin receivers to the near side, wing right and wing left. Lyons will go under center this time. He will turn, call his own number, turns to his right.
Good block.
Down the sideline. They grab him by the shirt. He breaks away. He'll fight his way down inside the 15-yard line to along the 13-yard line.
That was a great block by Mateo Valdez right there. We're going to call his name a lot tonight because he is a grown man coming off that corner, Steve. And on the offensive side and defensive side, he plays a lot bigger than he really is.
Chambers Academy driving but facing a fourth down, and looks like it's close to 8 yards to go at along the 12-yard line of the Springwood Wildcats. They'll come to the line of scrimmage with twin receivers to the near, twin receivers to the far, and Lyons by himself in the shotgun formation on a 4th down and 8 play. Looks to the near sideline. Now, again, the Rebels with Lyons rolling to his right, gets a block, turns upfield, Lyons inside, touchdown, but there's a marker on the play. We'll have to wait and see. My thought is perhaps they caught us with a hold.
Yep, it looks like it. Trent Dodgens got his head down right there. I think he got his hands on big number 74, Zach Guy. He got the edge, and they called a chop block.
Yep, big step off this time against the Rebels.
I didn't see that, Steve. I didn't see anybody on the ground close to that one. I saw a hold, but I did not see a chop block.
After the step off, the Rebels will now look at a real long 4th down play from along the 21 of the Springwood Wildcats. They have to make their way to along the 5.5-yard line to pick up a first down. They go twin receivers to the near side, actually trips to the near side and twins to the far, and there's a timeout charged to Chambers Academy. They'll survey the situation and make a decision in terms of what they'd like to do offensively here. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Lafayette True Value. And, of course, been knowing those guys for a mighty long time. And, of course, located Highway 50 Bypass Lafayette. They've got your paint, your lumber, hardware, building materials, appliances, doors, windows, electrical supplies. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers are welcome. They're open 7 till 5 Monday through Friday, 7 till 12 on Saturday. They do deliver lumber and building materials all over our region. Lafayette True Value, truly a proud supporter of Chambers Academy. Additionally, the good folks at Potts Logging would like to wish the best of luck, Chris Potts and his family, much success. And, of course, they have a vested interest, Chris, in Chambers Academy.
Yeah, they got 2 kids. I know that Trent is a senior. I'm not sure about the other boy, but
Trevor's a junior, I believe.
Trevor, okay. They have they come over a couple years ago, and they've been really big assets to our program on the football field and off the field. They have been really great people.
Well, here come the Rebels leading 14-0, 9:59 remaining in the first half of play against Springwood, facing a 4th down and long along the 21 of Springwood. Lyons with the snap. He'll turn straight up the middle of the field, and Lyons has the first down. Inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line, doing it all himself that time, and just a straight quarterback draw. Good run by the senior.
You know, one thing about when you go 5 wide, you feel as a coach that you have the numbers in the middle with a good running quarterback right there. You have a number game right there, and you have an advantage.
Here come the Rebels. First down and goal from along the 3. Lyons, he'll turn. He'll deal it off to Flournoy, and down Flournoy goes immediately off that left side.
Peyton Meggs right there on the tackle. He shedded his block and met him in the hole, and there was 2 grown men hitting each other right there.
Going to bring up second down and goal now for the Rebels. At along the 3.5 yard line. 9:18 remaining here and counting in the first half of play in the second quarter. Lions, he'll turn this time, give it off to C.J. Lyons, and C.J. is down to along the 1 yard line before he's wrestled down.
What a run right there. We have a late flag right there, but he was literally carrying 3 Wildcats for 2 yards right there. Might be a face mask.
Penalty on the play, and they'll sort through this. Try to get the indication from the official in terms of what the penalty might be.
It's a dead ball foul against Springwood right there. Going to be half distance to the goal right there. It was 3 of them on top of him. I couldn't tell what really happened right there. It was all I saw that he was carrying them, I guess, on the way down.
So it brings up a automatic first down, first and goal from inside the 1 yard line. With 9:02 remaining in the half, already 14-0 Chambers Academy. And Coach Jason Allen signals in the play, as he always does, to senior quarterback Malik Lyons, who has just had a phenomenal senior season. And, Chris, he's got quite a number of schools looking at him.
Yes, he does. He got an offer this week from New Hampshire. He's had Indiana, BYU talking to him, and he's definitely come alive his senior year.
He'll deal it off to Flournoy, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage that time and is brought down. Was that Meggs?
That was Meggs, definitely. Number 9 has got to do a better job. Hayden Harris has got to get his hands on him and push him back. He kind of just threw 9 out of the way right there and got the tackle.
Well, Meggs has had an outstanding year. And, of course, Zach Guy, also tough to handle up front defensively for Springwood. Both those guys have played exceptionally well over the course of the season for the Springwood Wildcats. So here we go. Second down, we'll call it 2 from the 2 yard line. Malik Lyons, he'll turn, call his own number, turn it up, inside, touchdown.
Touchdown. He does what he does best right there. When they pull the guards, it is a numbers advantage right there on that edge, and all you got to do is sit there and try to find the hole, and he definitely found it right there.
A reminder, additionally, not only can you listen to us here on Eagle 102.3, but you also have the opportunity to log on at eagle1023.com, and by doing so, you can follow the links, and, of course, you can actually watch the game tonight if you so desire, but just go to eagle1023.com, follow the links, and you can watch the game. The point after attempt was good by Peyton Allen, so it's 21-0. Chris?
You know, Malik, for his career, is right on the verge of 4,000 rushing yards in 3 years. You know, he had a really good back with him last year in Christian Gillespie. You know, and he really took the role this year that Christian had last year, and up to the game, he's had 1,338 yards for the season.
Quite an impressive number or statistics, of course, in terms of the senior quarterback who also has made his share of defensive plays as well, Chris.
Yes, sir. He's actually being recruited by BYU and Indiana as a defensive back. New Hampshire is looking at him as a running back, but we feel that no matter where he goes, that he's going to be an impact player in year 2, year 3.
Moore is deep to receive, standing at along his 12-yard line. The 8th grader, Peyton Allen, who has done quite well in the point after attempts, kicks off. Little end-over-end kick that'll be fielded at along the 29-yard line. That time by, I believe, number 23, Talbert. Good coverage that time by Chambers Academy as he's brought down at along the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Braxton Allen right there on the tackle. He looked really good going through there. He shed off his off his block and made the tackle right there.
The 9th grader?
The 9th grader.
Yep. Braxton Allen. And, of course, nice coverage that time. So the Wildcats trailing 21-0, 8:09 remaining in the first half of play. If you're familiar with Tolbert Field, they will move as we look from the press box from our right to our left. And Champion in the shotgun takes the snap, looks, fires a pass along the far sideline, got a man, but overshoots his intended receiver, number 10, Christian Lancaster, by quite a distance. And so it will bring up second down and 10.
That was man-to-man coverage. C.J. Lyons on the coverage. He had him blanketed. Even if it was a good pass, he had the inside leverage, and if he would have put the ball right there, it would have been an interception.
So the Wildcats trailing 21-0 with a second down and 10 will send receivers. Two receivers to the near side, a single receiver to the far side, and from the shotgun goes Champion. He'll turn. He'll deal it off to his running back, Shaiki Thomas. Look out. He is down to the 40, inside the 40, down to around the 36-yard line. He is lightning in a bottle, and that time a big pickup for a first down inside Chambers territory.
Yeah, the tight end right there for the Wildcats had a cut block on number 30 right there, and once he got on the ground, there was nobody there but the fresh air for Shaiki to get to the edge and get rolling.
So the Wildcats down to the Rebel 36-yard line with a new set of downs. Twin receivers to the near side. Lancaster goes far right, and Champion in the shotgun. He'll give it off to Thomas again. This time it's Brock Ennis who will bring him down. The senior linebacker brings him down after a gain of a couple of yards.
The Auburn transfer right there has been a really big asset, anchor in the middle for this defense. He since he's come back from his ankle injury, he has really made his presence known.
Injured in a game at South Montgomery and missed several games, but is back in the lineup. On a second down and long for Springwood, Champion takes the snap. He'll deal it off to Thomas off this left side. Minimal gain that time, 2.5 yard gain, and down he goes.
Mateo Valdez right there on the tackle coming off the backside. That boy has so much speed to be a lineman. He looked really, really good. He did not let him get his wheels rolling right there.
All right, third down. We're going to call it close to 5 yards to go at along the 30-yard line of Chambers Academy. Twin receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near, and Champion in the shotgun formation. On a third down play, he'll turn, fake the give, roll to his right, looking, being pressured, and flips a pass incomplete.
Off the fingertips right there of Trent Potts. He has definitely been called the pick six man this year. He has definitely been making his presence known out there on the edge. He has got super glue for hands as a defensive back.
Will bring up a fourth down and about 5.5 to go for the Wildcats. Clearly trailing 21-0. They will go. They send twin receivers to the left, twin receivers stacked to the right. And Champion on a fourth down play looks over to the far sideline for direction. And now settles his team in, and the snap, he'll look, throws a screen pass to the far side. It's caught, and going to be a first down reception that time. I believe that was it was Moore, number 6 Moore on the reception, Chris, reeling in the catch and making the first down.
Yeah, right there, deep in the downs, Chambers pulled his cornerback about 8 yards, and then the wing back there, the dog was off about 5. It was a good play call by Springwood right there.
All right, they give it off to Shaiki Thomas. He'll dart, and he will be finally brought down after a minimal gain, a gain of 1 or 2 off that left side. So good defense that time by Chambers Academy, holding the electrifying Shaiki Thomas to a minimal gain.
He went left, he went right, and he had absolutely nowhere to go right there. It was a lot of movement, but 0 yards.
Going to bring up a second down and long from along the 23-yard line of Chambers Academy. The second legitimate scoring threat for Springwood tonight. They had one earlier in the first quarter. Champion, he'll turn, he'll give it off to Thomas, and Thomas will dart inside and he will make his way down just inside the 15-yard line.
You do not see that a lot right there, but actually the 71 Cam Trammell, the senior offensive lineman for Springwood, actually fell into Shaki right there and tackled him. All I can say is that was a great stop by Trammell.
Third down and probably a little less than a yard right here. So Springwood at the 15-yard line of Chambers Academy. Quarterback sneak, and it appears that Champion will pick up the first down.
Yeah, right there. There's a lot of meat right there in the middle of that line for Springwood Wildcats. It with a weight advantage right there. Short and third and short, it's almost a given right there. They can get a yard.
So the Wildcats now with a first down inside the 15 and along the 13-yard line of Chambers Academy. Twin receivers to the near side, one receiver to the far, and Champion in the shotgun formation. He will take the snap. He'll deal it off to Thomas. Off that right side, he's tough to handle, and he will score.
To the corner. Yeah, right there, you could see a big hole right there, and once he cut through that hole, there was not a rebel there to meet him, and once he got his wheels rolling, Steve, there's nothing you can do.
Well, Levi, Springwood on the board. Rather impressive drive that time by the Wildcats.
Yeah, just looked like the line had a lot of good blocking right there, and you can't help but give a lot of credit to the running back right there, as he did a lot of good moving right there, and he carried the team mostly the way down the field.
Levi Arrington along the sideline for us here on the broadcast tonight, and the Wildcats will attempt the point after. Trailing now 21-6 as looks like a lot of motion this time by the Wildcats with now a more traditional look in terms of the point after try.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all that gimmicks. I just want to line up there and just kick the extra point and go for two.
Low snap, kick up, kick is good. Well, actually off to the right.
It was right there on the edge, right across the top of the right side of the bar. The official right there had a really good look at it, and he barely missed it.
Coleman Hull with the point after try fails to convert, so it's 21-6 with 4:26 remaining here in the first half of play. Well, my good friend Walter Allen, and of course Walter and Frank Allen at Allen Scrap provide you the opportunity to turn that junk into cash. Do you like money?
Cash money.
I like cash money. You know that, Chris. So
That's right.
If you like cash money, you just take that old junk and that old scrap right on out there to Buffalo to Allen Scrap. They've been doing it for a mighty long time. They will certainly take care of you. Alabama Georgia Wood Preserving, Chan Brinson, and, of course, they've got a vested interest in Chambers Academy, and they have for quite a number of years. Alabama Georgia Wood Preserving, and, of course, they would like to wish the very best to the Chambers Academy Rebels in their quest for an undefeated season with a win here tonight, and much success from Alabama Georgia Wood Preserving to CA in pursuit of that elusive state championship, Chris.
This is a critical drive right here. I feel like if you can get a score right here with 4:26 on the clock going into halftime, up 3 possessions, you're looking really good going in with the score. So let's see what they can do, Steve.
Coleman Hull to kick off for the Wildcats. And a short kick that'll be fielded along the 25-yard line. Looks like Gillespie. Look out when he touches it to the 40.
There you go. He got
bounces
the edge.
Outside. He's got speed. He needs
He's
a
got
block.
a blocker.
To the 50,
Good
to the
block,
45, 40, and finally brought down right around the 41-yard line. Jordan Gillespie, the 10th grader, who does have exceptional speed, that time picks up some big yardage on the kickoff return.
He is a true 4.5 40 kid right there. His brother is Christian Gillespie that broke all the records last year at Chambers Academy. They actually come from the Beulah area. Right there, he was very patient. He waited and waited and waited for his line to seal that right there, and he cut left, and there wasn't an open field. There was one person to beat.
Well, plenty of time for the Rebels. 4:12 remaining in the half, leading 21-6. Ball at the 41-yard line of the Wildcats. Lyons will deal it off to C.J. Lyons. Look out, C.J. in the secondary, and down he'll go finally at along the 24-yard line. Doesn't take a lot of a crease.
No, it does not. I tell you what, that sophomore right there has really come in his own this year. He has progressed every game. He looks like he's got better and better with every carry.
First down from the 24 of Springwood. Malik Lyons will take the snap. He'll give it straight up the middle this time to the first man through. Couple of yard gain that time, and that was Flournoy, number 4, picking up 2, maybe 3 yards before he's brought down.
Yeah, Cam Trammell on the stop right there. He is a 264-pound senior right there anchoring that middle. It's going to be a telltale to see if that red 2 will work tonight with so much meat right there in the middle of that line.
Let's call it second down and 6 from just outside the 20-yard line of Springwood, and here come the Rebels. They'll turn. This time it's Lyons calling his own number, makes a move.
Stiff arm.
And brought out of bounds at along the 13-yard line. Good pickup, penalty on the play. We'll see what the marker is.
Yeah, right there, that was definitely Coach's bread and butter against Abbeville right there. It's just pretty much a quarterback sneak, pull the guards to the right, seal that edge, and let him be off to the races. Looked like number 6 right there in the safety spot finally got over there about 5 yards down the field and covered him.
Got to get another block below the waist, a chop block. Another big penalty against the Rebels.
You know, and they're actually calling that on the back side of the play. Steve, I hate that when you have a penalty like that on the back side of the play that it's not even a part of the play, and you just make a mistake.
Flournoy checks out. Brock Ennis checks in for Chambers Academy. Ball marked back at the 32-yard line.
Dalton Thrower right there looks like he's in the slot position.
Thrower and Kane Thomas, twin receivers to the near sideline. Malik Lyons takes the snap. He'll fake the give, turn up the middle, now bounces outside, and he will be brought down. They'll sling him down at along the 27-yard line that time.
Yeah, Peyton Meggs again on the tackle. He has definitely been a force to be reckoned with for the Wildcats tonight. He has been a one-man wrecking crew for that line. Coach Allen's definitely going to have to make adjustments at halftime to figure out what they can do with him in that middle.
Third down, we'll call it right around 12 yards to go with twin receivers to the near side, and Lyons will load up the shotgun for the Rebels. Wing right in Keebler. The snap, and Lyons keeps it himself, and down he'll go at along the 25-yard line on the quarterback keep.
O.J. Tolbert on the stop right there. He just did his job right there. You know, you hope your guard can get there in time to get him, but he read the play well right there, and he did not let the guard get to him, and he penetrated and got to the quarterback right there.
Fourth down, a little over 10 yards to go. Screen pass?
I don't know right here. We're going to see. We call this a cheetah package.
Trips to the near side, twins to the left side. Lyons
wide
open. Gillespie, touchdown.
They did not look for him. They were definitely keyed in on Kane Thompson right there. He's been their leading receiver, and they left Gillespie wide open down the middle.
Beautiful throw and catch down the seam. And a lot of poise that time by Lyons. But, again, as you said, Gillespie wide open on the touchdown reception with a minute 59 remaining here in the first half. It's 27-6. And the eighth grader, Peyton Allen, will attempt the point after. Thrower to Ho. Snap, placement, kick up, and good. Drilled down the center. With a minute 59 remaining here in the half, 28-6 is your score. Coverage also presented to you by Ricky Thrower and the fine folks at The Collision Center, located Highway 29 south of Valley on the Chambers-Lee County line for all your auto body repair needs. Ricky Thrower and The Collision Center. Also presented to you by a host of advertisers tonight who all join in congratulating Chambers on quite a successful season so far, 9-0. The main event, Novelli Ennis Company, Chambers Academy, Mitchum's Auto Parts, Newman's Farm Supply, Harmon Engineering, Bodine Dodgen and Dodgen Logging, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Lafette True Value, Potts Logging, Alabama, Georgia, Wood Preserving, and by Allen Scrap. I'm Steve Smoot along with Chris Strength live from Tolbert Field. The Chambers Academy Rebels with a 28-6 lead here. $1:59 remaining in the half. So far, it's been all Chambers for the most part.
Yeah, that puts Malik over the 700-yard passing mark this year, and that is his 10th TD pass for the year right there. He definitely, sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off, but tonight he is definitely on.
Peyton Allen getting set to kick off for Chambers Academy from our left to right, if you are familiar with Tolbert Field. And the kick, a short one, gathered in at along the 30-yard line by number 7, who will be smothered at along the 32-yard line.
Hunter Davis right there was the first one to slow him down. Hunter all year long, he has the speed right there. He's been such an impact player on special teams. He has been a great addition from Opelika High School this year.
The Wildcats will take over, first down and 10, trailing 28-6, ball at along their own 32-yard line. They come to the line of scrimmage. They'll send twin receivers to the near side, one to the far, and Champion in the shotgun formation at the quarterback spot. He'll turn and deal it off to Shockey Thomas off that right side, 2-3 yards, and that'll do it.
You know, I'll take that right there. As long as we contain him and he gets 2, 3, 4, 5 yards at a time, I'm okay with that, with them giving that up to him other than breaking the edge and taking it to the house.
And here again, getting off the bottom of that pile, Mateo Valdez, number 56, the senior, who has made a ton of tackles in 2016. Twin receivers to the near side, one to the far. Shotgun formation on a second down and long play for the Wildcats at along their own 36-yard line. Champion looks, fires a long pass down that far sideline. He's got a man open, but yeah, number 24, C.J. Lyons, that time in coverage, nearly picked it off, but couldn't quite hang on as he would get his hands on the ball, but would go out of bounds, and it falls incomplete.
Right there, it looked like he looked down at the last second to see where his feet were close to the line, and when he went to pull his head up, he did not get his hands up in time.
Good to see Mayor Barry Moody just reelected for yet another term as mayor of Lafayette, doing a good job. Good to see the mayor here tonight. Trip receivers to the far side, one receiver to the near, and the shotgun formation is Champion. He will take the snap. He'll look this way, being
Post
pressured,
route.
and it is incomplete. Coverage that time by Kane Thomas on Lancaster.
That was a post route. Kane has proven time after time after time this year that he is definitely not going to let anybody get him on the edge. He has become a really, really good defensive back for the Rebels.
Well, the Wildcats facing a fourth down and right around 7 yards to go from along their own 36 will go into punt formation. It appears that Chandler Champion will drop back to along his 21-yard line to take the snap, and back to receive is that ever-dangerous Malik Lyons. Low snap and a line drive punt that will hit end over end and will take a Wildcat roll down to along the 31-yard line. That's where Chambers Academy will set up shop with a new set of downs, leading 28-6 with 58 seconds remaining in the first half of play.
You know, Mateo Valdez has had 57 tackles this year. But, Steve, it seems like I wish they had, a stat for how many times that you clean the play up, because, it don't matter where it is on the football field. If it's 20 yards down the field, that boy is hustling down there to make sure it is a team tackle.
Well, the Rebels, 58 seconds to work with. Ball at along their own 31-yard line. Let's see what direction they go. Looks like they may call a timeout, and they do. A little miscommunication that time.
Yeah, it looked like the sophomore right there, Gillespie, did not know what the play was going to be. Looks like Hunter Davis is trotting onto the football field. They went to a 3-receiver set, and Hunter, I guess, did not realize that it was his time on the football field.
Great to be along with you here tonight for high school football action. Of course, thank you for tuning in. Eagle 1023. You can go to eagle1023.com, follow the links, and you can actually watch tonight's game. And, of course, we'll be telling you more about continued coverage of Chambers Academy over the course of the next, what we hope to be several weeks. They will have, they do have home field advantage in terms of the playoffs. They'll be right here next week for the opening round of the playoffs. Yeah,
the road to the championship has got to go through Tolbert Field this year, and that's what we've preached to the kids the last few years to make sure that we've got to win the region. You want home field advantage, and this year this team has bought into the good to great mentality, and they made sure that the road was going to go on. It was going to be 431 that everybody's going to travel to get here.
That's right. You're exactly right. Capital city of Chambers County, and right here in Lafayette, Alabama, with let's call it twin receivers to the far side. And in the shotgun formation is Malik Lyons, takes the snap, and he runs this way, and he will be brought down out along the 33-yard line. Minimal gain that time. And again, Zach Guy, along with Meggs, I believe, hard to contend with along that front.
Yeah, right there, it was a numbers game. We were overloaded on the left side, and we went right, and there was just not enough Rebels there to block all of them.
Clock on the move, 32 seconds and counting, first half of play. Lions in the shotgun, high snap, he'll turn. He'll give it off to Gillespie, running to the near side, and Gillespie tries to elude a tackler and will be finally brought down at along the 32, 33-yard line. Nothing doing that time.
Yeah, the eighth grader, O.J. Tolbert, has definitely been his presence has been known tonight on the football field. He did not let him get to the edge.
Well, the Rebels will opt to go to the locker room without another snap, leading 28-6 here at home against their rival, the Springwood Wildcats. Halftime here tonight, and of course, down along the field is our very own Levi Arrington, who is trying to catch up with the coach, and I believe he has caught up with Coach Allen.
Coach, I'm here with Coach Allen on the sidelines right here with a 28-6 lead right now over the Springwood. What are you going to do to adjust in the second half to contain number 2, Thomas?
Yeah, well, I think we've contained him pretty well. He's just a really good player, and they had that one drive against us. We got to get a little better defensive line play. We're getting pushed around. Of course, their right tackle, number 74, and their other tackle are really good players. They got some good players, and, sometimes they're going to win some battles. I thought, 2's a great back. We haven't let him get a big one, really, and they had the one scoring drive. So, we'll make a few adjustments here and there as far as what we're trying to do. And here at halftime, they're hurting us with the counter, which is they're pulling the backside guard and tackle, kicking our 7 technique out, and wrapping up on our backer. We're not getting there. So we'll make some adjustments there, and, but we're not playing bad defensively.
Coach, I also want to talk to you about your offense. You've had a lot of success on the outside, running the ball on the outside, going towards the out-of-bounds markers. But on the inside, you haven't ran the ball very much on the inside. Is there anything you're going to do to try and adjust that to make that more successful?
Yeah, we'll run in interior a little bit more, but they're blitzing a lot of guys. They're trying to fill every gap, and sometimes the old saying goes, you don't attack walled cities, and so they really got some guys up there trying to stop us from running the football at them. From a number standpoint, our system says this is what you do when certain teams are playing you a certain way, and so they're giving us a buck sweep a lot, and it's been good to us.
All right, Coach, and I appreciate your time, and I hope you good luck to the next 2 quarters, and I hope the rest of the season goes well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Levi, along with Coach Allen. Coach Allen obviously pretty pleased, 28-6 lead here at the half. And, of course, Headmaster, Mr. Mahaffey, is here with us, and good to have you along the broadcast, and very grateful to have an opportunity to broadcast exciting Chambers Academy football.
Yes, thank you, Steve. Thank you for being here. And It's a very exciting game. So many times Chambers has fallen short in the years before I arrived, and it's a tremendous work ethic for our children, for our students, for our coaches, and they deserve everything that comes to them.
Yep, a lot of hard work for from our young men, our coaching staff, and of course, I have to admit, one of the best choices I've been a part of is the opportunity to get our young men, Caden and Brody, over here in the Chambers Academy system, and hardly a day goes by when someone, asks. Someone's obviously always asking, how do the boys like Chambers Academy? And they love it. It is a real family atmosphere, and I know our family, we bought in as far as being accepted, and not only from an athletic standpoint, but from an academic standpoint. What a quality school and what a quality program.
Thank you, Steve, for those remarks, and your two sons have been a tremendous asset and welcomed addition to the CA family, and that's just what it is. Chambers Academy is a family. We're here to not only promote academics, athletics, and the arts, but in that family atmosphere that is so dynamic in 2016.
Well, a chance for an undefeated season here, leading 28-6 at the half. It's never happened. I know, me personally, I'm pretty excited about that prospect, and I know you are, and it's been quite the buzz here at CA this week.
It has, and it is a testament to Coach Allen, to Coach Allen's staff, our student athletes, and it's something that Chambers Academy deserves and the city of Lafayette deserves.
I'll tell you, if there are those who are contemplating in the future where they might, send their student in terms of finding out more, they can schedule a visit, of course, here at CA with you and the folks here, and you do that a couple of times a year in terms of community-wide events. Otherwise, contact the school and find out more about some great opportunities here.
That's right, Steve. We'll have an open house in February, but if that time does not work for some parents, we ask them just to contact the school. Happy to schedule a shadow day where their son or daughter will come visit Chambers Academy and see what we're about.
Well, I must ask, I've never asked, what's the story behind the bow tie?
I finally learned how to tie one, and it's just my style.
Well, I like your style, and you have been quite an asset, and I know that you have some quality board members, and everybody seems to be pulling in the same direction, which is refreshing in our world today, that everybody, for the most part, seems to be on the same page, and that makes a big difference for the program.
That makes a huge difference for the program. That was our pivotal point at Chambers Academy was our board, our leadership, and their governance of Chambers Academy. Our administration does a tremendous job of allowing the faculty to do their jobs. And just today, Steve, we had an assembly where it was nothing but praise for our student body. It is refreshing to come to work every day to deal with our students where we only have to focus on academics, athletics, and the arts. Our discipline problems are minor for a school our size, and again, it's a job I tremendously enjoy.
Well, the football team's had its share of rather lengthy road games so far this season, but the good news is having won the region championship and solidifying that with a win last week against Abbeville, as long as you win, you play them right here until the finals.
That is true. Past two seasons, we've had to travel to almost Mississippi to compete against South Choctaw. It is very refreshing to be able to spend the first two rounds at home at Chambers Academy.
Mr. Mahaffey, thank you for the time here at halftime. Continued success, and thank you for what you mean to the Chambers Academy family.
Thank you so much, Steve.
All right. Mr. Mahaffey, headmaster here at Chambers Academy, does an awesome job, and, of course, gets a lot of credit in terms of a lot of folks who know him real well for the work he puts in on a daily basis. Not the easiest job in the world to be a headmaster and overseeing a school, but does a terrific job, a class guy and a class program here at Chambers Academy. That's what they stand for right here, Chris, and you've been a part of it. You know what it's all about, and I tell you what, Chambers Academy's got quite a football team, but I'm going to pat the old ball coach on the back a little bit. I feel pretty good about the situation with Coach Allen and his staff. They have had success, but boy, right now, if you look at the CA program in terms of what they've been able to accomplish, a region championship on the brink of an undefeated season. Just a lot of good things happening right here at CA.
Yeah, you know, they've lost 3 games in 2 years right there, and that really shows a testament to your coaching staff. We were real young in the 2014 season. Springwood actually beat us that year in this rival game. It was 2 halfback passes that was the difference. I think we had 8 turnovers in the game, and they beat us by a field goal. And we felt like we were the better team. We were more physical then. It was the same kids that are on the field now. They were just sophomores. You know, there's 11 seniors that play a lot. And they have been really a huge asset. And we knew a couple years ago they were really talented as sophomores, but they didn't know how to win yet. And in the last few years, Coach Allen has really taught those kids how to win on the field and off the field. And that's what I love about this coaching staff.
Well, a big thank you to all our crew. Kenneth's back at the studio there at Network Central, I guess you would say. And, of course, Thomas Martino, first chance to meet him. Nice guy who seems to know exactly what he's doing, and I'm thankful for that. And, of course, Levi Arrington helping us out along the sideline, doing a great job. I'm Steve Smoot along with Chris Strength here at Chambers Academy, where at halftime it's 28-6 with the Rebels in command over rival Springwood. Tonight's coverage presented to you by some outstanding supporters of Chambers Academy football. The main event, Novelli Ennis Company, Chambers Academy, the school itself, Mitchum Auto Parts, Newman's Farm Supply, Harmon Engineering, Bodine Dodgen and Dodgen Logging, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Lafette True Value, Potts Logging, Alabama Georgia Wood Preserving, Chan Brinson and the crew, and of course Walter and Frank Allen at Allen Scrap, all really nice supporters of Chambers Academy, both academically and athletically. And here tonight, senior night for the Chambers Academy Rebels. And Chris, boy, you talk about the success that Chambers Academy has had in 2016. A lot centers around where it all starts with Malik Lyons.
Yeah, in the 2016 season, we have outscored opponents 449 to 163. That is strong. And, you know, with the one game with 77 points against Lowndes, we went down at halftime 35 to 21. And by midway through the fourth quarter of that game, that region game that really was a huge, huge game for the program, for the kids and everybody, there was a bunch of kids that transferred from Edgewood to Lowndes, and everybody in AISA football knows what Edgewood was. And an interesting stat, too, Coach Allen was the last coach to beat Bobby Carr before he started that tremendous, I mean, just you couldn't imagine what I don't forgot how many game streak it was. But
longest in the country. And,
you know, Bobby Carr has always said that he has the most respect for Coach Allen because, you know, out of all the coaches that he faced, that Coach Allen is probably the hardest coach to coach against.
Well, he is a guy that is one cool customer. We've seen that this year because there have been times when we got off to a rather slow start against some very worthy competition, but you didn't see panic on the sideline in terms of what Coach Allen and the assistant coaches were trying to accomplish. They stayed the course. They had confidence in the young men, and were able to prevail. So far, 9-0, and my goodness, if the first half is an indicator, and I guess it should be, leading 28-6, this is a historic opportunity tonight, first ever chance. Well, they've had chances, I suppose, but the first ever season that can be an undefeated one if they finish the deal here tonight.
Yeah, and I can't express enough how much this senior class has impacted the school, the football program, the community, with the Potts family, and, you know, more coming from from the Auburn area.
Yeah. Hayden Thompson and Brock Ennis and those guys.
That's right. Coach Allen and the coaching staff, we tend to say that we recruit a public school kid, but, the program is good enough now that you don't have to go out there and recruit the kids. The program has sold itself. Coach Allen has sold himself, and he's proven to the community, he's proven to AISA football that he's a man of God, and he is a factor to deal with because he teaches his kids to be great kids on and off the football field. I've never met a coach like him that preaches to the kids that, you got to fight through adversity on and off the football field, that, what you learn as a football player on the field, you're going to fight through adversity. And in real life, you're going to fight through adversity too. And so that's what he teaches these kids here, that there's going to be times in life that it's going to be tough, and there's going to be hard spots. And he deals through sports to show them that you got to do what you got to do to make it through life.
I'm going to bring in John Newman for just a moment. I've been knowing John better part of my life. Of course, always a big supporter of Chambers Academy football, along with Novelli Ennis Company, and, of course, David Ennis and the fine staff there providing accounting, tax, payroll, and audit services since 1950. Novelli Ennis and Company, CPAs, and, of course, just proud supporters of Chambers Academy. John Newman, too, big supporter. And, of course, big thing that's going on is the 20 for 20 gun raffle that's coming up on November 1st, 20 guns, 20 days. Tickets are only $25. They can see you, but they better see you in a hurry if they're going to get a chance to win one of those great guns that y'all will be giving away.
That's right. Get them 5 for $100 or $25 a piece. They're going. We still got a few left. Got some good guns in there.
Well, I tell you what, in addition to the gun giveaway at Newman's Farm Supply, you buy, sell them, and trade them every day. And I love to hear what you said today when you told me that this year in 2016, in terms of sales, you have exceeded expectations, and that's great news for me as someone who gets to talk about you and one of my best advertisers.
Well, you have done me a good job. We have had a lot of northern Chambers County and Randolph counties come in the store.
John, here tonight, 28-6, a 9-0 start. Can finish the deal perhaps and have the first ever undefeated season for Chambers Academy. Man, that's quite an accomplishment. It
is. It looks good. Good hard playing tonight. Don't want to talk too early, but
yeah,
looking good.
Looking good. Well, I know you had a birthday this week. Happy birthday to you. And I just wanted to get you by for a moment and tell you how much we appreciate you and all of our advertisers. I didn't get a no today. Well, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, how many did you go by?
Well, we've got 12, the Big 12 in terms of advertisers for tonight's broadcast, and we'll be able to broadcast all the Chambers Academy games throughout the playoffs, which is pretty exciting. But anytime in my business, when you're out doing the business of trying to secure advertisers and you get 0 no's and 12 yeses, you've had a pretty good day.
Hey, you've had a great day.
Yes, sir.
Today's your lucky day. You better go on down to Georgia tonight.
Oh, I hear you. Well, I appreciate you so much, John, and best of luck, continued success in your business right there in Lafayette. Sort of a fixture now in our community, and we thank you.
Well, I appreciate all the people that come in. Couldn't do it without them.
John Newman, family-owned, family-operated right there. A nice compliment to Lafayette, Alabama. Chris Strength back along the line with us. And, of course, Chris, a lot of good advertisers that make it work. You're one of them. You're one of the premier people in the entire country in terms of wraps for vehicles. It's not as simple as it sounds. It's a great way to market your business. And I know you have wrapped for NASCAR and Duckett Rods and, my goodness, more locally, Four Seasons Heating and Air, Supersonic Car Wash. It's a great way to attract new business. You can put that logo out there, and you are so creative. I knew from a long time ago that you were going to be ultra successful, and I think you've just scratched the surface. I think the best is yet to come, brother.
I appreciate the compliment, but, one thing that I've done in business for 11 years is realize that, there's there's never complacency. You always want to get better in business. You want to get better as a person, and the Chambers, is really a credit to that. When I come through this system up here, they really molded me into a man. And when I got out of high school, everybody used to laugh. I used to draw race cars all day in school. I'd finish my work and draw race cars, and they always said that the field that I'm in is what I was going to do for a living. And I just out the gate, I just realized that that's what my God-gifted talent was, and I appreciate the compliment.
Well, you're a highly talented guy and very self-motivated and do a great job, and I'm proud to have you aboard tonight as Springwood gets set to kick off for the second half. The Wildcats trailing Chambers Academy 28-6 here at the half, and number 88, Coleman Hull, is set to kick it off, and you would suspect he will not try to kick it to number 7, but he does. And Malik Lyons with the ball on the return as he snags the line drive kick, and look out! Malik Lyons to the 46, 47-yard line on the return. That close from housing it.
Fingertips, or shoelaces is what we call that. The next level, I think that's going to be a huge asset to whatever college that he goes to right there. I think that he's going to be a really good kickoff returner for a college school.
Well, here come the Rebels from along their own 47-yard line, leading 28-6. And it appears that Springwood jumps prematurely.
Yeah, we have a play called Mahaffey. We just talked to Mr. Mahaffey. We have a play that the kids love. When they see, we actually run board play calls, and when they see his face come up on the board, they know that that's a no snap call, and they love it.
They picked up 5 yards into Springwood territory at along their 47-yard line. Malik Lyons will survey the sideline and direct the offense at along the line of scrimmage now on a 1st down and 5 play. He'll turn, give it off to C.J. Lyons. Lyons makes his way to along the 46-yard line, and he's met by a host of Springwood Wildcats.
Yeah, Daryl Moore, the sophomore, right there on the stop. It was just a busted-up play right there. 21, Brock Ennis, could not get to his block, and his man right there made the tackle.
So, with that, a 2nd down. We'll call it around 3 yards to go for our Chambers Academy, leading 28-6, 11-16 and counting in the 3rd quarter of play here from Torbert Field in Lafayette. Lyons will turn. He'll deal it off to Flournoy. Look out.
Oh.
And Flournoy is down to the 40-yard line. If he keeps his balance and bounces just a little bit outside, he's still running.
Right there, that kid, I love that kid because – he don't want to get to the edge. He wants to run somebody over.
He wants to look somebody up.
That's exactly what happened right there. He lowered the shoulder before Shockey even got there.
Had he bounced outside, probably 6, but you're right. On a 1st down and 10 play from along the Springwood 41-yard line. Lyons looks over to that near sideline. Split backs behind him. Wing right. He'll turn. He'll give it off to C.J. Lyons, and Lyons will plow his way down to along the 32-yard line, a pickup of 8, maybe 9 yards on the carry.
Right there, he followed the pulling guard, Brinson Sheffield, right there. He actually put his hand on his back and rode him right there for 8 yards.
Well, you have a lot of options right here on a 2nd down and 2 play. Gillespie will check in, and Keebler will come to the near sideline. Up to the line of scrimmage, go the Rebels. Lyons under center this time. He'll fake, looking to throw, fires a pass,
route.
Got him, completed,
good
down
catch.
to the 5-yard line.
That was a hit right there when he caught the ball by Shockey Thomas. It was a post route. He was not open at first, and when he made his plant and turned on the post route, it was wide open for just enough time for the ball to get there and get the 1st down.
Well, Malik Lyons, a lot of poise, set his feet, waited for his receiver to get open, delivered the pass, and a great reception that time, bringing a 1st down and goal from along the 6-yard line. He will call his own number, bounce outside, looking for a block, cuts inside, and down he'll go at along the 5-yard line. Not a lot of room to work with right down there.
No, Coach Allen loves going to the short side of the football field right there. He was calling his seniors' number right there, and he just could not get to the edge. There was a slew of Springwood Wildcats right there on the stop.
Rebels up to the line of scrimmage. Second down and goal to go from along the 5-yard line. Lions under center. Will look back over his shoulder for the direction of Coach Allen. And now back under center with a man in motion. He will turn, roll to his left. A lot of room.
He's got the edge.
They'll never catch him.
Nope.
Touchdown.
Add another one to his resume. You know, with that elite speed on the open side of the football field, and you crack down on that corner, it's off to the races. You know, it's the fastest man wins to the pylon.
Well, now up 34-6 with 9:05 remaining in the third quarter. Chambers Academy takes their opening drive of the second half and marches right down the field for the score, and Peyton Allen will try his 5th point after of the night. The snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 9:05 remaining here in the third quarter, it's Chambers Academy 35 and Springwood 6. I want to mention about, some of our participating advertisers, as always, and, of course, the main event, and Aveda Concept Salon Spa, located Veterans Memorial Parkway, Lafayette, open for 30 years. And, of course, trained professionals that get continuing education in the latest styles and techniques, a relaxing and friendly environment, haircuts, color, waxing, manicures, pedicures, facials, body treatments. Call for an appointment. 334-864-9989. Additionally, presented to you by, Chambers Academy. We talked to Mr. Mahaffey at the half about, options in terms of your students. If you'd like to set up an appointment, contact Mr. Mahaffey, headmaster here at Chambers Academy. By Mitchum Auto Parts, my good friend Mark Mitchum. Mitchum Auto Parts, your complete Napa headquarters, and for all your tire needs, downtown Lafayette, Alabama. Just a few of the nice advertisers here on tonight's broadcast from Torbert Field.
You know what I love, Steve? I see starting linemen on the sideline hollering at these boys on the kickoff to get down the field and make a big play. I love that.
Allen kicks it off, a little short kick to our near sideline. Number 8 on the return. He'll be brought down at along the 33-yard line that time.
Trey McClendon right there.
McClellan.
Yeah. Right there on the stop. He is a sophomore. He come in this year with this group, and he definitely on special teams has made an impact.
Yep, he's a good one. There are several. And while there are some, real quality seniors on this team, there's a bright future ahead. A lot of young men who have seen a lot of action for our Chambers Academy and Coach Allen in 2016. Rebels will send twin receivers to the far side, single receiver Lancaster to the near side, and Champion will load up that shotgun, trying to get something going for the Springwood Wildcats. He'll look, wants to deliver a pass, fires a pass to the near sideline. And
what a catch.
Yeah, Lancaster, awesome catch. Kane Thomas in coverage, but just a quality catch right there at along the 36-yard line, picks up a first down.
That was man-to-man. That was a double move right there to the corner. Kane had him wrapped up. I mean, when you see a good catch, you gotta give the man props because he was there for the defense, but he was not to be denied.
Twin receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Champion will turn, give to Shockey Thomas off that right side. The elusive Shockey Thomas trying to return to this side of the field. And Chambers has numbers, and down he'll go out along the 42-yard line. Mateo Valdez leading the way.
This defense, you cannot just stand there and hesitate and kind of just try to figure out which way you want to go with the football. With this defense and so much speed that they have out there, you don't have enough time to be able to just dance around with this defense.
Well, brings up a second down and very long for the Wildcats with Champion in the shotgun. He'll look, roll to his right, being pressured, and down he'll go at along midfield.
Matthew Keebler with the huge stop right there. He had nowhere to go. That was a very, very good secondary coverage sack right there. He was just kind of standing there. He had nowhere to throw the ball, and Matthew Keebler was there to take him down.
Also along the way, Mitchell Lee and, of course, Brock Ennis applying pressure as well, and so they lose more ground back on their side of the 50, and the Wildcats face a third down and about a pitching wedge.
I don't know. That's about my 7-iron right there.
Champion looking, being pressured, flushed out of the pocket, now delivers a pass. Got a man? No.
Looked like to me he had Shaki going down the field, but he threw it about 10 yards in front of him towards the corner. I don't know if he was just throwing that away or if he just a little miscommunication between him and Shaki.
Well, fourth down, trailing 35-6 in midfield. I would suspect the Wildcats will, despite the fact that it's, let's call it fourth down, and they're at their own 49, they have to reach the 28-yard line of Chambers Academy, but under the circumstances, they'll load up the shotgun with twin receivers to each side. The snap to Champion. He looks, fires a pass down the far sideline, and overshoots his intended receiver.
That looked like offensive pass interference. The ball was not catchable, but if it would have been a little closer, Lancaster put his hands on the back of Kane Thompson and kind of shoved him to the ground to make sure that he was not going to get that interception.
But having said that, better served not catching it anyway.
That's right. Fourth down. It is definitely, I'll take that any day.
Yep, first down for Chambers Academy at the Springwood 49-yard line, and the Rebels leading here with 7:02 remaining in the third quarter, 35-6.
Looked like Blake shepherded in at quarterback now for the Rebels.
Yep. And they give it off to Lyons in a tailback roll that time, and he'll pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards down inside the 45 to along the 44-yard line.
Yeah, right there. He kind of looked like his brother right there. His brother, C.J. Lyons, on that Blue 8 call, trying to get to the edge. They kind of sealed the edge, and he had to turn it back in for a 6-yard gain.
So Shepard under center now for the Chambers Academy Rebels. Wide receiver to the near side is Kane Thomas. He will deal it off to number 4. That's Flournoy. And he battles for a first down inside the 39-yard line of the Wildcats, and just some good hard-nosed running by Flournoy.
The rumbler. He's definitely the anchor and the thunder for this offense right there. When they call his number, he's going to hit somebody. He's definitely going to make sure that his presence known on the football field.
Kane Thomas again to the near side as a receiver, and Shepard under center. Behind him is Flournoy. Off to his left is Lyons, and he'll deal it off to Malik Lyons, who will try to turn it upfield, but hit for no gain at along the line of scrimmage, and that time Springwood won the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think that was Peyton Meggs again on the stop. I'm not exactly sure. I can't see yet. That was definitely Meggs on the stop right there. He's definitely been the Springwood Wildcats' biggest asset on the defense tonight.
Second down and call it 10 and a half to go.
Looks like they got 9 men in the box, Steve.
Yep, and Shepard surveys over the near sideline to Coach Allen with the second down give to Flournoy. Off that left side, he gains maybe a couple of yards before he's brought down.
Yeah, right there, they load the box up. It's man on man, and sometimes if you can't get to the second level right there, it's going to be a short game.
5:15 and counting here in the third quarter of play. 35-6, the Chambers Academy Rebels with the lead over rival Springwood. Clock continues to roll here in the third, and Chambers in no particular hurry with that big lead.
I'm curious with Malik having offers to be a running back in college. That's what the reason they're going with him at running back right now, to show on film that he can run the football.
Well, that time he took the handoff and sliced his way down to along the 26, 27-yard line. I guess we'll say 27-yard line. New set of downs for Chambers Academy. Good run that time, good blocking up front.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more right there from your offensive line. They look really strong on that play.
Shepard this time, he'll turn, he'll deal it off to Lyons again off this right side. Not a lot right there. Maybe picked up a couple yards before he's smothered by number 74 and number 78.
Yeah, it looked like Zach Guy right there got his hands on him, and once he got his hands on him, there was nowhere for Malik Lyons to go.
Going to bring up second down and call it 9. Ball, nose of the ball at along the 26-yard line of Springwood. Kane Thomas will come to this near sideline as a receiver off to the right. Shepard under center on a second down and 9 play. He'll deal it off to Malik Lyons.
Oh, spun off. Wow, Steve, look at that. That is just a natural, talented athlete.
No doubt about it. They had him dead to rights after a gain of about 10, 12 yards off that left side. Little spin move.
Yeah, Eddie Lacy right there.
Yeah, working his way down inside the 5-yard line to around the 4-yard line. Going to bring up first down and goal for Chambers Academy, trying to tack on yet another with 3:44 remaining in the third quarter, and the Rebels up 35-6. Shepard turns and gives it to Flournoy. He gained maybe a yard, and that's about all. Right behind his center.
Yeah, it's some nights it's on, some nights it's off, and with the weight advantage that the Wildcats have, anchor in the middle, it has just been a really tough hauling for the Rebels running that red 2 play.
Kane Thomas, the receiver, comes over to the near sideline. Brock Ennis will check in, and let's see. No, they go back with Thomas. I'm looking Malik Lyons coming this way. What do you think?
That's what it looks like to me. I'm just wondering if it's going to be a run-pass option right here.
Shepard, though, turns and gives to Flournoy, and Flournoy nothing doing that time off that left side.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to show something else, and they're – I know Coach is probably trying to get Flournoy a touchdown for being a senior, his last home game in a regular season. He's wanting his anchor to get into the end zone.
Kane Thomas checks out and Brock Ennis checks in. Here's my play. We're coming right, and we're coming right to this corner is my guess. We'll see what happens as they load up at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Springwood shifting everybody that way.
They think so. And Lyons cuts inside, and he's in. Touchdown.
Just got in, right there. That's definitely Coach Allen's favorite play. We call that Blue 8. That's his bread and butter. He pulls the guards to the right side. Malik was patient, waiting on his guards to get to their men, and once he saw that, he cut left, and it was nothing but end zone.
Yep. 41-6 now with the Malik Lyons touchdown. Helmet came off.
You know what? One thing I love about him, he's such an emotional kid. Sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be bad. But this year, it being his senior year, he has stepped up, and it's been a real positive emotion for him and this football team.
That time, the low extra point effort is blocked by Springwood. Leaves us with a score of 41-6 Chambers Academy. I want to tell you about Woody Harmon and the fine folks at Harmon Engineering who would like to take this time to wish the Chambers Academy Rebels much continued success as they will play here at home next Friday night in the first round of the 1A AISA playoffs. Also by Bodine Dodgen, Jeff Dodgen, and Dodgen Logging, and, of course, Cord, their oldest, graduated from here, and Trent, a senior on this team, doing quite well. Farmers and Merchants Bank, our friends right there in Lafayette. And, of course, stop by for all your banking needs and see the nice, friendly folks there at Farmers and Merchants, proud supporters of CA football. Just a few of our great advertisers here tonight as we get set to kick off. 2:10 remaining, third quarter, 41-6. Chambers Academy leads Springwood.
You know, one thing that I love about Malik Lyons, when he comes on the sideline, the first thing he met was the Water Boys. and he was high-fiving them and hugging on them first. You know, he loves kids, and it's just a testament to what kind of character player he is.
Well, Peyton Allen will kick off a short kick, fielded along the 40-yard line, and
woo, that was close.
Little extra something going on between Chambers and Springwood right there, number 63 and number 4, and a penalty on the play as the high kick that was short was fielded along the 40-yard line, and the Springwood Springwood player was able to recover, reel in the kick, and was down immediately at the 40.
You know, the number 6, Daryl Moore, right there, almost got decapitated. Last second, he saw Hayden Harris coming, and he pulled down last second. You know, we love big hits, but I'm kind of glad that he got down, because Hayden Harris brings the wood every time that he gets dialed in on somebody.
Yeah, and sportsmanlike penalty against Springwood backs them up 15 yards. And they'll set up shop at their own 25, trailing 41-6. Twin receivers either side. Looks like Thomas is going to take the direct snap, and he'll dish it off to Champion, who looks to throw, fires a pass across the middle, got his man, Lancaster, who is hammered at along the 39-yard line. I believe that was C.J. Lyons.
The sophomore. He had a little route going across the middle of the football field. He threw it into double coverage. Lancaster just made a great play, but he was met immediately by C.J. Lyons right there for the tackle.
They do pick up a first down on the play. The nice catch. Twin receivers to the near side and twins to the far, but one on the near side is a big lineman.
Yeah, big number 74, Zach Guy, is out there as a receiver.
They deal it off to the back to the near side, and I believe is that number 6 again? Number 6 on the reception that time. Daryl Moore, but good coverage and good defense by Chambers right there. A loss of yardage back to along the 36.
You know, two things can happen when you put a lineman out there. You know, it can be really good or really bad, of course, but I like having a skill player out there that's going to block, because I don't feel a lineman 9 times out of 10 has the speed to get down there and get to that wing back in time.
Well, they send the big lineman off to the right side, a part of a twin package to the right, twin receivers to the near. Champion will take the snap with Thomas in motion. Champion fires a pass, got a man complete at along the 43-yard line, and brought down by Trent Dodgen.
Yeah, that was the 8th grader, O.J. Tolbert, on the catch right there. It was just a little 5-yard turn and catch right there for the Springwood Wildcats. They kind of looked like they flanked Shaki out to the right side and was trying to use him as a decoy, and it looked like a go route, but he pulled the trigger a little early. Champion did, so it was only a 5-yard gain.
Twin receivers to the near, twin to the far. Thomas behind Champion. Champion's in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll deal it off to Thomas to his right side. Tries to bounce outside and does. Look out. 50, 45, 40-yard line, down inside the 40 to along the 38-yard line before he's finally taken out of bounds. Over there looks like Lyons along with number 10 for Chambers Academy. Of course, that is Dalton Thrower.
Yeah, the senior linebacker right there. He got out there in space, and Shaki, just being Shaki with the 4.4 speed, he just kind of beat him to the edge, and it was off to the races.
Ball at the 38-yard line of Chambers Academy. Chambers leading 41-6, and they are not going to get off a play before the quarter ends. So the third quarter is in the books, and again, Chambers leads 41-6 here against Springwood as we go to the fourth quarter of play. Lafette True Value. And, of course, the fine folks right there at Lafette True Value, Highway 50 bypass Lafette, handling all your paint needs, lumber, hardware, building materials, appliances, doors, windows, electrical supplies. Stop by and see the nice folks, big supporters of Chambers Academy Athletics. Lafette True Value, truly supporting the Rebels. By Chris Potts, Potts Logging, of course, got a vested interest with a a couple of young men on this football team, a big supporter of Chambers Academy. Chan Brinson and the folks at Alabama Georgia Wood Preserving also wants to take the time to wish the Rebels the best in their quest for a state title. Walter and Frank, pardon me, Allen Scrap. Take that junk over to Allen Scrap. Do you like money? I like money. I'll take my junk to Allen Scrap. He will hook you up. Hook a brother up, Allen.
You know, in the mornings when I listen to
Walter and Frank.
The one thing that I love is when I hear that advertisement, you like a little folding money. I love that, Steve.
I like folding money. I am all about it, and you will be too. They'll put a little folding money in your pocket right there at Allen Scrap in Buffalo. Walter and Frank Allen. Fourth quarter about to start, and Chambers Academy on defense. Springwood facing let's see, first down and 10 from along the CA 38-yard line.
Just curious to what they're going to come out in. They've been in the pistol set with Shockey behind him. I see that Chambers still has their ones on the football field.
Twins to the near, single receiver, Lancaster to the far side. This time, Champion will give it off to Thomas, and Thomas he'll pick up a couple of yards before he's met by a swarm of Rebel defenders.
You know, coming into this ball game, Coach Allen is really keen on trying to contain Shockey and to make the defense prepare better, tackle better, use gap control better. And tonight you can tell that this week they did not go full contact, and the Rebels are really rested up.
Second down and about 7 to go for the Wildcats in shotgun formation. Champion looks, fires a pass, got his man who drops it. Lancaster at along the about the 18-yard line. He was covered pretty good, but should have reeled it in.
You know, there's a term called footsteps. He definitely heard them right there. He heard Dalton Thrower coming, and if he would have reeled in that pass, Dalton Thrower was about to make sure that he was going down right when he caught it.
Third down for the Wildcats from along the 36-yard line of Chambers Academy as Champion in the shotgun formation surveys the Chambers Academy defense on this third and long. He will give the reverse to number 7. And it's covered up pretty good by Chambers Academy across that far sideline, and they'll bring him down at along the 40. So going to lose a couple of yards on the reverse that time to number 7, Davis.
You know, Coach Garrett, long time coach right there, always teaches his ends to hold containment on the backside, and that is definitely what Trent Dodgen done right there. He was sitting there waiting for the reverse, and he had absolutely nowhere to go.
Keebler and Dodgen check out of the game on a fourth down, and we'll call it close to 12 yards to go for the Wildcats. Twins to the near side, receiver far left is Lancaster, and Champion again in the shotgun. Fourth down and 12 from the 40-yard line of Chambers Academy. He'll take the snap, look, fires a pass, got a man, incomplete.
Oh, almost intercepted by C.J. Lyons off the fingertips. Wow, that would have been a great play.
Yep, but here again, with it being fourth down, as it stands, better yardage in terms of field position for the Rebels. They'll take over first down and 10 from their own 40-yard line, but you're right. Nearly a pick by Lions.
You know, the question is right here, is Coach going to empty out the bench?
I would suspect he will.
I would love to see some of these young kids get into this rivalry. Being young, and you know, this is one of the premier rivalries around our area right here.
Well, it is a bit of a youth movement, it appears, in terms of some of the players entering the game for Chambers Academy as they come to the line of scrimmage on a first down and 10, and Chris will try to tell you some of those, I'm sure, as we settle in on a first and 10, leading 41-6, 10 minutes and counting in the ball game.
Matthew Keebler right there on the carry for 3 yards.
Going to be pretty vanilla right here, I would imagine.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, Matthew has been such a huge asset to this program as well. You know, I've watched him come through the junior high program, and he is just a bulldozer as a fullback for this program.
Second down and about 7 to go from along the 44-yard line. Chambers in their own territory. Shepard turns. He gives it off to Keebler. Gillespie running to this near sideline. And Gillespie bounces and fumbles the football at along the 46-yard line. And the Springwood Wildcats recover right there. And tough running by Gillespie, but it just got away from him and along the 46.
You know, that comes with inexperience right there. He had his blockers, and he was definitely following them, and it was just – it looked like a defender just got one fingertip on the football and it was gone.
Well, the Wildcats will take over. First down and 10 from along their own 46. Yeah, some young guys getting in. One in particular we're familiar with, number 74, Dijon Darden. Be interesting to see how Dijon fares along that front defensively.
The future is bright for that young kid.
Twin receivers to the near, one to the far is Lancaster, champion in the shotgun formation. He'll turn, he'll call his own number, and he is hit and brought down. And guess who's there?
Again. No. Oh, I see. Little Honey.
Yeah, Little Honey, number 74. Dijon Darden, along with Braxton Allen, 2 ninth graders combining for the tackle.
Yep, I love seeing that. You know, we just spoke about the future being bright for that kid. He took a senior and Meggs, number 62, engaged with him, come off the block, and made the solid tackle.
Going to bring up a second down, call it 11 to go from the 45-yard line. The turn this time, the give to Thomas. Nowhere to go, and here again, Little Honey. Dijon Darden along with
Hunter Davis.
Yeah, Hunter Davis.
You know, that I love seeing these young kids get in and have an impact during snaps that matter for Springwood because, you know, Shaki, you know, he's a premier back, and I love seeing young kids being able to play against somebody like that for the future.
Third down. Right around 16 yards to go for Springwood. Twin receivers either side. Champion still at quarterback in the shotgun formation. Man in motion. He'll fake the give. Look, fire a pass. Got a man open. And they battle for it. Lancaster along with Kane. I believe that's Kane Thomas.
It definitely was. It bounced off of Lancaster's hands into Kane's hands and then out of his hands as well. That was, I don't think Kane was expecting it, but it was almost a great play made by Kane.
So the Wildcats will go into punt formation, trailing 41-6, 7:19 and counting here in the game from Torbert Field. If you are familiar, from the press box in our vantage point and on your radio from left to right is how Springwood will line up and kick it. From their left, or from our left to the right, a punt that will hit and go out of bounds at along the 36-yard line. That's where Chambers will set up shop with 6:56 remaining in the ball game.
You know, right there, I was hoping to see the senior Kane get a chance, an opportunity to run that back because, you know, I don't think they call his number enough on this in the offense. He has definitely been a huge asset, and I was really wanting to see what he could do right there.
Rebels with the 41-6 lead, and the 8th grade quarterback, Peyton Allen, will check into the ball game to take some snaps.
You know it's been a good night when your senior Trent Dodgen has got his hat on watching the ball game. I'm sure he's got his Dodgen Logging hat on.
I would imagine. Allen under center. He'll turn. He'll give it all
Look
to
at that.
Keebler.
Big
Look
hole.
out to the 45, down inside the 45, and to along the 41-yard line of Springwood. That time, Matthew Keebler, a big bruising running back, making his way for a big game.
Yeah, that guy on the stop right there, it was about 20 yards down the field. He if he had just a little more speed right there, the bruiser would have been gone.
Now this time, number 3, Colton Hand, will go far right in terms of a receiver. Peyton Allen is the quarterback with a split backfield behind him, wing left. Not in a big hurry, obviously. And surveys the scenario, comes under center. On the play, he'll give it off to Keebler again off that left side. Another big hole, another big run. Keebler down to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, he made one cut, saw the hole, big first down right there. Oh, nope, looks like he's going to be 1 yard short of it. Nope, they're giving it to him. It was right there on the line. Great run by Keebler.
If you've just joined us, Chambers Academy leads 41-6, 5-12 and counting in the ball game. And Chambers certainly has secured what will be an undefeated season in running the clock out now for the most part.
I'm really proud of these seniors and what they've been able to accomplish for this program, and the future's definitely bright. Oh.
Mishandled snap that time. Let's see who got it. Looks like Keebler got on it, and Chambers Academy will maintain possession. Levi Arrington is along the sideline standing by, and Levi, a pretty dominant performance by Chambers Academy here in the second half.
Yes, I'd like to agree. They've been able to make sure that number 2, Thomas, didn't break any fast runs or anything to break out. They've been throwing the ball a lot more in the second half. The Wildcats have, and they haven't been very successful with it. But apparently you can see that the Chambers Academy is just running the football and running the clock out right now, and they're putting in the young kids. And
going to get caught with some substitution issues going on, and they get flagged for that.
Looked like a smoot running on the football field last minute.
Yeah, a couple of smoots out there, as a matter of fact. Caden at center and Brody at tight end, and I see number 72 in for Chambers Academy, Connor Gregory at that left tackle spot. Number 63 at the guard position over here, Jacob Oliver. Number 58 in the ball game, Waldrop for Chambers Academy. All the youngins in.
Yep. I love this for again.
Mishandled snap, and we'll see if Springwood says they have it, and I believe they do.
No, there's one thing that Blake has got to work on before the next season is he's got to keep his head down and secure the ball before he turns to hand the football off. And right there you could definitely tell he pulled his head up, and when he pulled his head up, he did not have the football in his hands, and it just kind of went straight to the ground.
Well, a stoppage in play. I don't know if they've, I don't believe they have called a timeout.
You know what I really like right there, number 58, right there, Jake Waldrop, and number 74, young kids, and just look at the body size that they have already. I'm really curious of how they're going to progress over the years. They definitely going to anchor the middle down.
Twin receivers to either side. Champion, the quarterback. Springwood with the ball at along their own 38 after the turnover by Chambers Academy. And Champion looks to throw, being pressured, fires a pass out in the flats, incomplete.
Yeah, he tried to avoid the sack and kind of just dump it out there to his third receiver. He had looked like he wanted the go route for Shaki. He was double covered, and he kind of just looked. It looked like he tried to go to his post route. He was covered, and he just had to dump it down there for the would have been minimal gain, but he dropped it.
Timeout charge to Springwood. Tonight's Chambers Academy playoff game presented to you by the main event, by Novelli Ennis and Company, by Chambers Academy, Mitchum's Auto Parts, Newman's Farm Supply, Harmon Engineering, Dodgen Logging, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Lafette True Value, Potts Logging, Alabama Georgia Wood Preserving, and Allen Scrap. All proud supporters of Chambers Academy football. 2:50 remaining here in the game in what will be a Chambers Academy victory against their rival here tonight, Chris. And we'll leave the game right now, knock on wood. Looks like pretty injury-free in terms of this game.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. You know, going into the playoffs, full strength. You've got great leadership. You got great seniors. And I'm just ready for the playoffs.
Looks like Plank at quarterback gives off that left side. And the back that time for Springwood met along the 40-yard line by a host of Chambers Academy Rebels.
Yeah, O.J. Tolbert right there on the carry. That 8th grader, it looks like he's going to be a special talent for the future of the Springwood Wildcats. He's a good-looking athlete. He's really made his presence known in the football game on the offense and defensive side tonight.
Brings up a 3rd down, and we'll call it about 7 to go for Springwood. Clock on the move, right around 2 minutes and counting in the ball game. Plank in the shotgun, directing the Springwood offense. And he will take the snap. He'll look, fire a pass, got a man, complete, and he'll be brought down rather quickly, but not until he picks up the first down, down near the 49-yard line. And I'm trying to see on the receptions at 84.
I think so. I don't even see an 84 on the roster. They went deep in their roster as well tonight. But Colton Hand on the coverage right there. We're playing pretty much like a cover 4. Keep everything in front of you, and that's definitely what Colton did right there. He's okay with him catching the football, and as long as he stays in front of him and don't get to the corner.
Springwood with a 1st and 10 from along their own 49-yard line. Plank takes the snap. He'll give it off to his running back running this way, and he'll be wrestled down by, let's see.
23 right there. He is that's definitely not Jake Burton.
Nope, not Burton.
I think that he is an 8th. I think he's either an 8th grader or 9th grader. They gave him a jersey and moved him up because he's been such a huge asset to the junior high program. I think they're going to give him a shot tonight.
Here come the Wildcats up to the line of scrimmage, 38 seconds and counting. Plank takes the snap, fires a pass to the near receiver. He'll be brought down immediately.
By Potts right there.
Yep.
Trevor Potts. The junior on the stop. Steve, that looks like it's going to do it right here at Tolbert Field. It's definitely looking like we're going to have going 10-0 going into the playoffs.
Yep, that'll do it. With your final score, the Chambers Academy Rebels win tonight against Springwood, 41-6.
Look at all that ice on the field. They snuck in behind Coach Allen and dumped him with ice, congratulating him for his first ever undefeated regular season here.
Historic win here tonight, Chris. Never before an undefeated Chambers Academy varsity team. And the JV team went undefeated, and the varsity finished the regular season undefeated.
Yeah, I love close games, but I also respect when you have a dominant performance like that. And tonight, the Rebels were the best team on the football field. And keep in mind that Springwood is a 3A football team. We are a 1A team. 3A is equivalent to a 6A, 7A, and public school football. So that just shows you how good these Rebels are in 1A football this year.
Well, of course, down along the sideline, Levi is standing by. And Levi, I'm sure he'll try to catch up with Coach Allen. Coach Allen and the players and the family members and cheerleaders all traditionally have a post-game conversation and a prayer. And, of course, they're settling in for that. And in just a few moments, when Levi has the occasion, following what has become quite a tradition here for Chambers Academy in terms of the gathering of the players, cheerleaders, fans, supporters. Following that, we'll have a chance to catch up with the coach. But a dominant performance here tonight from start to finish, 41-6. The Springwood Wildcats and the Chambers Academy Rebels tonight, but the Rebels prevailing, finishing, as we said a moment ago, undefeated, a perfect 10-0 season. They won the region championship. They have the home field advantage in terms of the playoffs, which will begin here next Friday night. And again, a big thank you to all of our advertisers along the way tonight, quite a number of them. I will tell you, Allen Scrap, Alabama Georgia Wood Preserving, Potts Logging, Lafette True Value Hardware, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Dodge and Logging, Harmon Engineering, Newman's Farm Supply, Mitchum's Auto Parts, Chambers Academy, Novelli Ennis Company, and the Main Event. All participating advertisers here on the coverage tonight. And, of course, obviously a huge thank you to Levi Arrington and to Thomas Martino here tonight, and doing a super job in terms of the video side and the audio side for our broadcast tonight. Springwood and Chambers, in fact, gathering on the field right now, but we're standing by for a conversation with Coach Allen following this perfect season so far. And, of course, first ever undefeated mark for a regular season Chambers Academy varsity football team. They have had quite a bit of success, to say the least, in 2016. And, of course, just a dominant performance here tonight. As we get set winding down here on the broadcast, of course, tune in Eagle 102.3 tomorrow night. We've got great high school coverage. You can check our website to follow us there in terms of all the coverage that we'll be providing to you. It's easy enough at eagle1023.com. And, of course, I want to thank Chris Strength for sharing time with me here in the broadcast booth tonight. It's Chris, it's been a lot of fun. Typically there's a 3 or 4 minute conversation between Coach Allen and the players and the fans, and then Levi will have that chance to catch up with the coach. But it's been fun tonight. Yeah, it has. You know, he likes to get everybody over there in a circle, and the first thing he likes to do is pray over everybody and you know, and thank everybody for coming to the ball field. You know, Levi, if you can wade through that sea of humanity, you might be able to catch some of that for us. I don't know how, you know, it's hard to see where Levi is down there among the swarm of fans and players, but you pretty close by, Levi?
I see him right now. It's just the getting to him is the thing. Yeah. Well, he's a pretty passionate coach. Got a little fire to him, Chris. Right. He's had that ever since I've known him, and that's been quite a number of years. But he and his staff just did an excellent job. And, of course, he had told me prior to the season that he felt like they could have a lot of success this season. Certainly, I would imagine this is one of the goals that now has been accomplished. Obviously, last week a win over a tough Abbeville team, winning the region championship, and then finishing things off against their rival with a sound performance. You know, the motto for this year was good to great. These kids knew that they were good, and the question coming into this season was, are they going to go from good to great, or are they going to be complacent with knowing they're good? Are they going to be okay with that and just kind of just play off sheer talent? And that's definitely not been the case for these Rebels this year. They have really focused on being a great football team and being a great asset to this community. And you know, it shows a lot. You know, a while ago when I stepped out, I look around and you see, if there was anybody in the town of Lafette tonight that wasn't here, you won't tell me that they were not all here.
I saw a lot of family and friends here, a lot of alumni. That's one thing about Chambers Academy is that when you become family, you become a part of the school and the tradition that we have here. It just shows that what Coach Allen has done and what Mr. Mahaffey has done for the school, for the program. Chambers Academy ain't going nowhere no time soon.
No. Well, we saw a lot of the young guys in the later stages of the game. As we alluded to, the junior varsity team went undefeated. You're going to miss players like, Lyons and, of course, Malik Lyons and Trent Dodgen and Mateo Valdez and, Rock Ennis and, of course, Thrower and
Mateo.
I know I'm leaving some of those seniors out, and I apologize. I don't have them all listed in front of me, but, all major contributors to the success of this program and the success that they've been able to enjoy so far. But certainly it's not done. The ultimate goal is to advance to Troy, Alabama. I was glancing at that, not to look ahead, but if Chambers Academy can continue to have success over the next couple of weeks, and they'll play both, they will be at home as long as they are winning and playing. They'll be playing at home in the first 2 rounds, and then that championship game, Chris, is a noon time start for 1A.
I noticed that. It's always a pleasure to go down there to Troy and play that game in that stadium. One thing that I like our chances on that grassy turf with such a athlete with Lions. If we can get there, he's definitely going to make his presence known on that grassy turf.
Yeah, they continue to huddle out on the field. Levi Arrington, who did a fine job for us tonight along the sidelines, is hoping for that opportunity to catch up with Coach Allen, and I'm sure he will, but Coach Allen had a lot to say tonight.
Yeah, you can tell right now they're in prayer, and that's one big thing about this school is you can tell a man by his prayer, and Coach Allen has a great prayer. He's a man of God. The school, focuses on God, and that's one thing I love about private school football and private school in general.
Well, they are completing the discussion among the coach and the players. And, Levi, are you pretty close?
Yeah, I'm right here with Coach Allen right here. Coach Allen, I just want to congratulate you on a undefeated season. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the first one in the school history. And I see you got an ice bath tonight, and I hope it feels good. And I want to switch it over to the playoffs next week. You play at home. How do you feel like that's going to give an advantage to y'all playing at home in the first round of the playoffs?
It's a huge advantage being at home. You don't have to get on that bus and drive. You're gonna have a good fan support here. The people always turn out at Chambers Academy. It's just been amazing to see the people fill this place up. The atmosphere is incredible. When we need them loud, we didn't really need them a whole lot tonight. And as far as the game got out of hand, but I'm just really proud of the whole program and what's going on here. It's really just been an amazing transformation for our school.
Yes, sir. And I want to ask you a question. We talked about this earlier on the broadcast, but there wasn't any key players that really got hurt tonight. Are you feeling confident about their playing ability in the first round?
Yeah, I do. We were a little bit banged up tonight. A couple of guys weren't healthy. It's 100%. Hayden Thompson, we played him a little bit early, and then we kind of pulled him and we saw we were going to be okay. Brock Ennis has still got to get healthy with his ankle. But, yeah, overall, this time of year, we're really healthy and stayed healthy. And, of course, Malik Lyons had another fantastic night. He's just a special player. And just an outstanding team effort, I thought. It wasn't just one guy.
Yes, sir, I do agree. But congratulations on the win, Coach, and I hope you enjoy it tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Levi. And, of course, good job down there with the coach, Coach Allen. We'll be back right here next Friday night. And I did peek ahead as to who we play, and it escapes me at the moment. I apologize.
Is it Patrician? I know they were right there on the borderline of 3-4 seed on the other side.
That's not who I looked at. But
so you got South Choctaw as a 2, Marengo as a 1. Then you have Patrician, and I'm not sure if Sparta is on that side this year. Last year they got me all mixed up because we moved regions around last year, and so I'm not exactly sure either who's on the other side.
Well, whoever it is, bring them on.
Well, we preach faceless opponent. Bring in whoever it is because we're going to bring our A game no matter who it is.
Well, been fun tonight. Again, your final, 41-6 here tonight with the Chambers Academy Rebels prevailing against Springwood, their rival, a first ever undefeated varsity football season for Chambers Academy. A lot to be proud of. Region champs, undefeated, and going into the first round, you'll hear it, and we'll be telling you exactly where to tune in next Friday night in terms of frequency for that game. Chris, it's been fun, brother.
Yes, it has. It's definitely been fun. I'm really excited for our Rebels. The road to Troy has to go through 431.
There you go.
That's right.
All right. 2 12 tags collide here tonight.
The 12 tag classic.
Yeah, that's right. And Chambers prevails. For Chris Strength, for Thomas Martino, and for Levi Arrington and Kenneth back at the studio, I'm Steve Smoot saying good night from Chambers Academy, and the Rebels finish undefeated.